Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome you all. Let's begin our session. Nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. Fa'uz billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Amin. So let's begin our session. Today's session about modesty, haya, and we're gonna see this topic in Arabic. It is called haya, and we'll see this hadith in English and also in Arabic. Just a minute. So is it okay now? I hope it's work now. Okay, let's continue our session. So here we are talking about modesty haya. Is voice okay now? Okay. So haya, and haya has modesty. We'll see ayahs of the Quran and also the Hadith. First, Anas radiallahu anhu narrated Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, every deen has distinctive quality, and the distinctive quality of Islam is modesty. And Anas qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna likulli deenan khulaqan wa khuluqul islamil haya. Excuse me. So it was narrated by Anas radiallahu anha that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said every deen has distinctive quality. Khuluqun wa khuluq, and Islam, the distinctive quality of Islam is al-haya, modesty. And the next hadith we'll see, it was narrated by Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, narrated that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Iman has more than 60 branches. And al-haya, modesty too, is a branch of Iman. And Abi Huraira radiallahu anhu, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, qala al-imanu bid'un wa sittuna shawbatan wal haya'u shawbatun min al-iman. So this Iman, faith has more than 60 branches. And al-haya, modesty too, is a branch of Iman. So it is a part of Iman. People, they belittle, they mock at it. Doesn't matter. It's the part of the Iman. You remember when Adam and Hawa al-Islam, when they did mistake, when they ate the fruit of the tree, which was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said not to eat, when they ate, their satar, their private parts were open, and they started sticking the leaves, because that was the haya, because it's there in our nature. We can't avoid that. Let's see the next hadith. Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu narrated Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, modesty is from Iman, and Iman leads to Jannah, and indecency is from the useless scum, froth. The useless scum which is in the sea. When you see that froth, the useless scum, froth leads to the fire. So here we see al-haya min al-iman. Haya is from Iman. Wal imanu fil jannah. But if you have Iman, what will happen? Fil jannah. So modesty is from Iman, and Iman leads to Jannah. And wal baza'u min al-jafa'a. Like, indecency is from the useless scum, froth. Have you seen that scum or froth? That is useless, isn't it? And wal jafa'u finnar. Not only that, scum leads to the fire. And the next hadith, Salim bin Abdullah narrated from his father that once Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed by a man of the Ansar who was admonishing his brother regarding haya, modesty. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Leave him, for modesty is the part of the Iman." You understand here? Salim bin Abdullah narrated from his father that once Allah's Messenger passed by a man of the Ansar who was admonishing his brother regarding haya, modesty. And then when Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Leave him, for modesty is the part of the Iman," means وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم دعوه فإن الحياء من الإيمان. When somebody is doing like hijab, they have lot of haya, we try to stop them. Why? If they are doing it, we should appreciate them. Why not? And many people, they try to say, oh, why you want to do it, so on and so forth. No, that's a good thing. Abu Sabar al-Adawi narrated that he heard Imran bin Hussein radiallahu anhu, who said, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, modesty does not bring anything but good. Means whatever you do, if you adopt modesty, it will bring good. Except good, nothing else. So modesty always bring good, and we want good, isn't it? So modesty is the thing which will bring good, and we all want good. So سمعت سمعت إمران بن حسين قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الحياء يأتي إلا بخير. So Al-Adawi narrated that he heard Imran bin Hussein radiallahu anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, modesty does not bring anything but good. And next hadith we'll see Imran radiallahu anhu narrated one day the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, modesty is all good. Al haya'u khairan kullahu. Only three words. Try to memorize the hadith. Al haya'u khairun kullahu. Modesty is all good. Al haya is modesty. Khairan is khair, good. Kullahu all. Only three words. Al haya'u khairun kullahu. Next hadith, Anas radiallahu anhu narrated, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no indecency in anything except for it makes it defective. And there is no sin, there is no modesty in anything except for it beautifies it. So here what we see, it was narrated by Anas radiallahu anhu, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no indecency in anything except for make it defective. If you do in any indecency, people think indecency is a modern or bold. But here in the hadith, the words of the hadith, it says it's defective. And the next thing, and there is no modesty in anything except for it beautifies it. Ma kana fuhsh, like any indecent talk or any indecent thing. It can be clothing, it can be your gesture, it can be your talk or slang. Fuhshu fi shay'in illa shanahu wa ma kana al-haya'u fi shay'in illa zana. So, and there is no modesty in anything except for it beautifies. Zana is from Zaina, means it beautifies it. So, if you adopt Haya, it beautifies you. Many times you might have seen people cover their face, they cover it properly, decently, because it beautifies them. Woman is like a pearl. Pearl is protected, right? It's protected in shell. We are not like open for everyone except for the people who are mahram, and that too the very close relation is the husband wife relationship. Except that, even for the children, when they are young, in front of them you have to have the modesty, don't you? Like when they are little one, you don't care what you are wearing, but when they as they grow up, you have to take care of the modesty because they learn from the parents and it beautifies it. So we have to understand and adopt it. When we understand and adopt it, obviously our own family will do it. But if we don't adopt and tell our family, they will never ever do it. Because we, after, teaching Quran and Sunnah, if we are not actually doing it, nobody will accept it. Because when we learn, why we are learning it? To implement it, right? Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu narrated, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was more shy than a virgin in her private room, and if he saw a thing which he disliked, he would recognize it on his face. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has so much haya, so much shyness, like a virgin girl in private room. And if he saw a thing which he disliked, he would recognize, like, on face, like, Kana Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ashadda haya. Ashadda is more haya. Minal azra'i fil qizriha. Faza ra'a shay'an yakrahuhu. Arfanahu fil wajhi. With kariha, like, you can see the dislike on his wajha, on his face. That's how Prophet ﷺ used to be. And in next hadith we learn Abu Musa radiallahu anhu narrated Prophet ﷺ said one of the saying of the early prophets which was imparted to the people is if you don't feel shame then do as you like. One of the signs of the early prophets which was imparted of the people is if you don't feel shame then do as you like. Like, you're not supposed to do whatever you like. Why we are not supposed to do? Because we want to adopt what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to do, not like we are not like animal or anything, like whatever we want we will do it. We want to adopt haya. Not only it's a part of iman, and also it beautifies you, and it's one of the branches of the iman. So here we have learned every deen has a distinctive quality, and the distinctive quality of Islam is modesty. And also we learn iman has 60 branches, and al haya too is a branch of iman. And also we learn modesty is from iman, and iman leads to jannah. But indecency is from useless scum froth, and useless scum froth leads to the fire. Why we want to adopt modesty? Because it leads to Jannah. But indecency, it will lead to useless scum, and that will lead to the fire. So we have to understand that. And also we learn, like, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam admonished them, like, if somebody is having haya, leave them, let them have the haya, because modesty, haya is the part of the iman. And also we learn modesty does not bring anything but good. It bring only khair. And also we learn modesty is all good. Al haya khairun kullahu. And in the end, we learn that indecency is anything except for it makes it defective. So there is no modesty in anything except for it beautifies it. When you adopt modesty, what it brings? وَمَا كَانَ الْحَيَاءُ فِي شَيْءٍ إِلَّا زَانَ. It beautifies it. And also, we learn Prophet ﷺ was more shy than a virgin in her private room, and he saw a thing which he disliked, he would recognize it on his face. You could see on his face like he don't like it. One of the saying of Ali's prophet which was imparted to the people is if you don't feel shame then do as you like. So we are not supposed to